I'm Julia Michaels, and this is the playlist of my life. So I picked Talking Heads Once in a Lifetime first because, one, it's one of my favorite songs of all time. I love listening to it in the car and like driving, like road trips to it, but my dad is a big Talking Heads fan, and that's how I originally discovered them. Was my dad had like an old BMW with like a manual top, and we would put it down, and he had CDs in the back of his trunk, and Talking Heads was one of them, and we would listen to Once in a Lifetime with the top down. I actually got to take him to a Talking Heads show, a David Byrne show in San Francisco. I flew him there, and when he sang this song, we kind of like went really super crazy, so it's a big one for me. Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful house. And you may say to yourself, this is not my beautiful wife.
And you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here?
I just think that's so like bizarre and interesting. I've always loved his lyrics. They're just so wacky. Spice Girls was one of the groups that I grew up with. My mom would take us to like karaoke bars when I was a kid, and it would be like the first thing that I would want to sing. The first time I went to Australia was really cool. I got to climb the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and on the Sydney Harbour Bridge, they have this thing called the karaoke climb. I don't know if they do it anymore still. You could go to the top of this 440-foot bridge and sing karaoke at the top of it. So we sang Wannabe, and there's like a video of me and 7 other people just in these crazy jumpsuits, held on by straps, singing Wannabe. I really like the zigzag part because I like things that are quirky. I wanna really wanna zig-a-zig. I think when people like make up words or make up things in songs, that's what makes them kind of catchy and like memorable. I mean, this was like my teenage years hardcore. When this came out, I was like, oh my gosh, someone knows exactly how I feel all the time. And I was one of those kids that like wore all black. And I started stretching my ears at 13. They were huge. I actually got them sewn up like 2 years ago or something. Yeah, I remember like driving around with my friends listening to this song and just shouting it at the top of our lungs. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. So I chose Ani DeFranco's Independence Day. One time I went through such a bad breakup, and like every single time I go through something sad, I kind of like pick a song and I can like listen to that song for like hours and hours. And this was like one of those songs where the lyrics sort of fit everything perfectly within said breakup. And I was in Sweden actually, and I was so sad. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, and I listened to Independence Day for 22 hours straight. Did I ever tell you that I stopped eating when you stopped calling me? And I was pent up, shitting rivers for weeks.
Did I ever tell you how I stopped eating?
Like, what the f***? What a lyric. She can get it. I chose Pink's Just Like a Pill because this was another song that I had heard when I was a kid where I was like, who is this person? Just so badass and just could really write a song. It's weird, I had such an affinity for words like when I was a kid, even though I like don't even know if I quite understood them. I just like understood the feeling of it. This is actually one of the songs that I would always want to sing at karaoke, and I'd go up to my mom and say, Mom, can I say the word bitch? And she'd be like, yes, Julie, but only at home. I'd be like, okay, Mom. And now I use it in almost every song that I write, including the word so thanks, Mom. Pink has always been herself, and that to me says so much. She's always been vulnerable. She writes everything. She is who she is. I got to tour with her this whole spring, and just seeing her work ethic, seeing how she treats the people around her, she really is just still such a badass, and that's something that I look up to, is someone that's just truly authentically themselves. I haven't moved from the spot where you left me. This must be a bad trip. all of the other pills, they were different. Maybe I should get some help.
All of the other pills, they were different.
Like, My mom is from Iowa, my dad's from Illinois, and when we moved to LA, that was all we listened to. We just always listened to country. LeAnn Rimes, Shania Twain, Faith Hill, Rascal Flatts. That was like all she listened to, and so Shania Twain was like kind of big in my family, and I just love this song. They say it's a country song, but really, let's be honest, it's a pop song. And also, she can get it in a cheetah outfit. Yes.
That don't impress me much.
Still to this day, think that Fiona Apple is one of the most prolific songwriters of our generation. The way she can take a metaphor and make it sound like it's happening in real time, and like she gives inanimate objects life, and I just think that's so fantastic. I listened to this song so much. Actually, so I was having really bad anxiety. I have it all the time, but I was having like really bad panic attacks at a certain point in my life, and my sister Lindsay, she does this thing called like hoop dancing, where she like dances with a hula hoop. She was like, you should try this, it's really therapeutic. And I was like, okay. So she gave me a hoop, and I was like, I'm never gonna touch this thing. And then I became obsessed with it, and I spent 2 whole weeks trying to learn it, and I had bruises all over my body from the hula hoop, and I listened to every single night, like the whole time that I was trying to learn.
Every single night's a light with my breath.
I mean, it's really just her lyrics in general. She has a song called Regret on one of her records, and it's like, remember when we argued on the concept of regret? You were an expert even then, but me not yet. Now all you gotta do is remind me that we met, and there you got me, that's how you got me, you taught me to regret. And it's just like, how do you think of this? Like, you are a genius, you are a mastermind, you are my icon forever. Me! This is my last song of the playlist of my life. It's called Hurt Again. I just put the song out for my record, and I picked the song because I have had my heart broken a lot, but I love love, and I would risk getting my heart broken 1,000,000 times if that meant that I got to fall in love and experience love. And Hurt Again is all about seeing your patterns and knowing that somebody is not right for you, or you're like, this person is exactly like my ex. This is gonna go completely up in flames, but you kind of risk it because you want to be in love. You can't read my emotions, whether I keep them closed in or out there in the open. I can't tell what you're thinking. You're so back and forth. By the time that I figured you out, I can't figure you out.
You're so back and forth by the time that I figured it out, I can't figure it out.
So this is the playlist of my life. As you can tell, it's pretty eclectic. I sort of listen to all different kinds of things. My dad was always into rock, my mom was into country, I was into pop, my brother was always into stuff like Green Day and Lauryn Hill. So I grew up with all kinds of stuff, and even to this day, I still listen to all these songs. I'll wake up and have coffee and listen to Ella Fitzgerald. I love the Andrews Sisters. I mean, I listen to literally everything. So yeah, I'm Julie Michaels, and this is the playlist of my life.